What's up, you guys? Such Boss here, and today I'll be taking a look at the Bride of Chucky. This is the sequel to Child's Play 3, and this is Chucky's standalone film, almost what they did with Jason Voorhees, character. So, guys, let's begin this road trip through heck by telling you Chucky's story throughout the Bride of Chucky. So, guys, if you don't know about Bride of Chucky, we'll find out right now. Also, guys, there will be spoilers in this video. Just pointing out some spoilers. So, let's begin. So, the movie opens up in an old police locker with all different evidence of different, like, horror characters and slashers gears in there. For example, you can see Freddy Krueger's claw. You can see Michael Myers' mask. Jason Voorhees' mask. You can see all sorts of things. Also, I've read the description on Amazon that said, I was swimming into this for Thanksgiving, but there's also a little Easter egg of the good guys dolls are in there, which is really interesting to see that locker. So this cop literally drove off to Tiffany's trailer and dropped off the doll. So Tiffany is really obsessed with Charles Ray Jones. Tiffany is so obsessed with Charles Ray Jones. She has everything from the murder files, like every single thing about him, all the newspapers, all the things with the killer doll on the loose, and she has the doll in her house, so she fixes Chucky up, and she sews them back together, and performs the voodoo curse on the ground on her floor, and that's when the movie begins. And that cop also died, by the way, because Tiffany killed her, which is really cool. And that's when the movie picks up. So Chucky literally kind of pretends to have a crush on Tiffany, and Tiffany has like a massive crush on her. He calls her cute. Tiffany traps her in a little baby cage, which is really funny. Tiffany is straight up bad butt throughout the film. Pretty much we meet Tiffany out of her doll form for the majority of the film, and then she gets in her doll form after Chucky receives a bride doll for like a fake wife, this type of thing. It's really weird how that kind of works in the film. I thought it was really excellent how they can actually put Charles Ray Jones with a fake doll, which is kind of funny. I thought it was hilarious, that little part of the story. So Tiffany, before that, was dating a really weird punk rock, heavy metal guy, goth guy, with a weird lip piercing. That death was really interesting because Chucky literally just ripped out his piercing and blood filled the whole screen. I'm like, ew. It was really weird. Also, this movie's rated R, so I'm trying to keep it as PG-13 as possible. So Chucky's kind of jealous about that relationship. That's kind of why he's like back and forth teasing Tiffany and stuff. So yeah. So that's why Tiffany had an idea, get him a present of a fake bride doll. And Chucky's kind of offended by that. And so what Chucky did, he escaped the cage and drew all these weird photo pictures of Tiffany and different things. He was like playful, and it was really funny how he got some baby toys to play with. It was hilarious. Let's see, that's one of my favorite scenes in the whole film. Also, this movie is a road trip movie, straight from heck, really. So, Chucky and Tiffany were both doll forms, and Chucky had an idea to go fix his heart to make sure to be in human form. So, their goal is to go into his own gravesite, to dig up his own body, Charles Ray Jones' own body. If you've not seen the regular movies, he's probably, you probably know he's dead by now. Well, Chucky's actually alive. Chucky was dead before that, he came back to life. Chucky's almost a living, internal character. He just brings on more glory and stuff. Chucky's one of my favorite slashers, by the way. He's hilarious. I was dying laughing at some of the kills. Some of them are really funny. So yeah. So Chucky met a So Chucky met one of this guy's, Tiffany's friends, who literally took him to New Jersey on this epic road trip with his girlfriend, obviously. So the character's name is Jesse and Jade. Jesse and Jade are boyfriend and girlfriend. His uncle's really overprotective of their relationship, and they want to keep it private and secret, and trying to find out every single way to get him in trouble, which I did not get in trouble, which is really cool. It almost feels like you're watching Rosie and Jim for adults, where Chucky and Tiffany are going out of adventures. Like Rosie and Jim stay in the boat and they do random things on the boat and they kind of leave and do things. It's almost like an adult version of Rosie and Jim in a way. It's a really funny show. Rosie and Jim is a kid's show from, it's a British TV show, and I don't think you should guys look that up. Rosie and Jim, I'm not going to put it in the description or anything like that, but it's almost what it looks like. some of the things they do. Favorite things that Chucky did was kill his uncle. Well, his uncle was alive. Spoiler alert. Where he's in the trunk, you know. And then he literally covered him with nails, almost like Hellraiser. If you've ever seen that picture of him, just Google it. He's a popular Halloween character, popular slasher, popular in the horror community. I don't know, a lot of my viewers know who Hellraiser is, but that's what he pretty much did to him. So he came alive, and then Chucky just killed him, which is really weird. Seriously, it's kind of gross, honestly. There's a lot of, like, random stuff in, like, trunks and stuff that I can't get into in camera because it's a little bit too graphic to talk about. But it was a really fun road trip. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was hilarious at times. I was laughing a lot during it. Some of it I was a little bit disturbed. It's definitely not for kids, really. It's not really for kids. Another major story arc in the film is like how Chucky and Tiffany really want to get rid of Jade and Jesse. Just trying to get rid of them. Trying to break up the relationship, which I think they kind of find is almost an amusing game. There's no Andy in it, really, but there's an Andy reference in the movie, if you will. This movie is super funny. I highly recommend it to any like Child's Play fan. This is my second favorite Child's Play movie. Number one, it's obviously Child's Play 2 with Andy. I wish Andy's mother was involved somehow in this, like Andy's mom. We really want to know what happened to Andy's mom. It's like not like any books or anything like that in the Child's Play community. I really want to know what happened to her, you know? I really want to know. Mark Hamill's Chucky is okay. The originals are way better. One of my favorite kills is the whole chandelier kill at the Love Hotel, which is really cool. It's after Jesse and Jade get married, which is cool. And I also really like how Chucky and Tiffany kind of close their murders in secret, which is really cool. I really like how Tiffany and kind of like insults Chucky at times. It's really funny how both of them back and back like fight a lot in the movie, which is really funny. To see them like talk back to each other. I just really like Tiffany and Chucky's relationship together. I think they're meant to be. I really think they're really funny, and I think they're cute together, and they're a really good couple. I really, truly appreciate Chucky and Tiffany together as a couple. I think they're cool. Another thing I really want to talk to you guys before closing out the video is the whole road trip scene with their Dave. So they both called this guy named Dave. He's almost like the guy who gets them out of their scenarios, pretty much, in the film. So Dave's job is to almost be the help and relief character. So they both of them called him at the same time, and they said, like, I'd probably call the cops on this, because everyone's convinced on the news that those two characters, the driver and the other person, the innocent people, were the killers, but it's really Charles Ray Jones and Tiffany. Those are the two of the mass murderers. And it's really funny that it took different cars, and some of the cars exploded. One of the gas tanks exploded, which is really cool. I like all that, like, violent action scenes. One of my favorite scenes that pays homage to one of my favorite scenes in the whole Child's Play franchise, and from Child's Play 2, is when Chucky literally gets carried around, literally carried around, you know, where he, gets carried around with, like, so pretty much you see the scene with Andy on his back. They pretty much redid that, but this time they put Chucky on the girl's arm with carrying a gun, carrying a firearm, which is really cool. It's almost like iconic to the first films in the franchise where he does that, and I think it's a really cool pay homage to that. Good work to the directors there for that little synopsis of Chucky, really. I think Chucky is one of the most funniest horror slashers in the slasher community. I just think Bride of Chucky is a classic, one of my favorites. If you want to know what my favorite slasher is, it's honestly, it's Michael Myers. It's my favorite slasher. Chucky's number 2. Pennywise is my favorite horror movie. Pennywise is my favorite horror character, but my favorite slasher is Michael Myers. I really like Michael. I really like Jason. I love Chucky. Chucky's awesome. I gotta see Leatherface at some point. But other than that, I really feel like The Bride of Chucky is a very good movie for everybody. If you really like that stuff, you have to be 18 to watch it, because it's not really appropriate for young kids and young viewers on my channel. I'm trying to make this PG-13 as possible. I know I spoiled a lot about the plot, and I feel like they really nailed Charles Ray Jones in this. I think Charles Ray Jones is excellent, really funny, got good chemistry with Tiffany. I like how the drivers kind of get along a little bit. The drivers get annoyed by the shenanigans. They don't even know they're real. They thought they're dead dolls, you know? The regular, everyday dolls are creepy from her neighbor. Nope, they're real. And they're really funny. I like how Tiffany makes cookies. It's really cool. And one of the weirdest scenes was when they put Chucky and the graveyard in his own grave. Chucky freaks out seeing his dead skeleton self, and he literally got obliterated and blew up, which is cool. But also, there's a scene where Tiffany, like, literally, I can't say it on camera, literally has a baby. It was weird. It was really weird. That's why it ties in the seed of Chucky, which I can't wait to see the seed of Chucky. So, guys, I really want you guys to watch Bride of Chucky. I give it a 10 out of 10. Really funny. I love all Child's Play movies except Child's Play 3, when Andy goes to military school. Does not make sense. That one's the no-brainer. Just skip it. Skip that film. That doesn't make sense. So Bride of Chucky is way to go. It's really funny. I highly recommend it. So guys, I think the video now. So guys, like and subscribe. Such a boss. More videos like this in the future. And thanks for watching. Bye.